Is there a concern for the amount we are burning from Binance? Should people be grateful, or should we demand more on these fees that we are getting? Well, we're going to take a look at it in this video, talk all about the extra 3 billion that has been burnt today, and equally, is this enough, and should we settle, or should we demand some more? So if that's something you like the sound of, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, and let's dive into it, because this one's pretty interesting. So Terra Luna Classic currently 2956 is the price. Our volume 474 million. Always good to remember this supports the next week's worth of burns, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. Market cap at 1.8, rank 32. Now, we did drop a rank, but QNT has been going pretty crazy recently, and that's why we've kind of dropped down. But ultimately, we did see a sell-off on the back of the Binance announcement, which we kind of knew. It's always going to be the same. It feels like that will be the pattern as we see price move up in those kind of late hours on the Sunday ahead of the Binance announcement on the Monday. I think that is people speculating, the age-old buy the rumor and sell the news. Now look, 476 million again is not to be sniffed at when we look at the total market. Again, thinking where Terra Luna Classic is, the 30-second crypto here, 474. You know, we are doing significantly more volume than quite a few of these top tokens. And, you know, it's not until we get right up here into the kind of realms of Tron, given how huge Tron is, and equally into things like Solana, Cardano, where we are seeing significant volume going through, that we are equal comparison in terms of Terra Luna Classic. Now, the difference is ultimately we require volume to try and burn Terra Luna Classic. If we look a little bit more on the technicals, we can see this big rise up into kind of yesterday, and then a big sell-off on the back of the Binance announcement, and we are just around consolidating again at this sort of 295 to 3 level, this real key support 29783. We've used it as resistance quite a number of times and sort of bouncing between this 292 range and 297. Now we want to see a bit of a breakout into the threes, and that does feel like a real challenge to get into. Once we do get in there, we do seem to sustain some growth outside of this Binance announcement. But look, I was hoping we would stay above the threes going into this week. I think that would have been a good bullish indicator. But again, we're going to have to wait and see. On the positive, USTC, though, going absolutely crazy. So if you were in USTC, you are definitely making some money. I think it's really interesting about why that is happening. Be sure to keep an eye on the channel, because I've got a video coming out about that very, very soon. But what did we see? Well, Binance did burn 2.9 billion sent over. Now, interestingly, this 2.9 billion is about 24% of the volume. Now we expected it to be roughly 50% is what we see in terms of the USDT BUSD pairing, and we're seeing about 24%. So there is certainly a question mark around what and how that is calculated. And again, here is the official kind of information from Binance, and we can see here the burn transaction ID, and we can see there it going through. So total cash value $916,502 versus 1.8. So again, about half, but interesting that total trading volume is about 50%, and we are not seeing exactly what we want. It does work out on both situations about 24%. So, you know, look, I think it would be great if we could see exactly how this is broken down. There's tons of different layers to trading with Binance, tons of different discounts you can get, and ultimately if you're a premium Binance user, you don't pay it. Now again, interesting that you can't really use it in the US, so we are looking rest of the world with this. So look, for me, still, where do I sit with this? It's still $916,000. It's still $2.6 million that Binance has burnt out of their own pocket. This isn't coming off anyone who is trading on there. But I do think we should demand more. I do think there is other ways we can do it. I think it'd be great if Binance came out and told us exactly how this was calculated. I don't think they need to release any specific information about any individuals, but certainly just what are we seeing in terms of trading volume? How is this kind of made up? Because I think it then gives us a sense of kind of how we can work it out, what we can understand, and equally how and what we can do to really influence that number. Now, look, ultimately, we set out for that 1.2% burn tax, and there's a big question right now of whether that is too much and whether actually a 0.1% or even higher, 0.2%, could be an opportunity that we move through on Terra Classic chain. Now, again, we're going to have to wait and see, but be sure I've got a video coming out about that, and it's really interesting to think about. Lower the price, lower the fees, do we then see more volume? And ultimately, like I said right at the very start of the video, that is what we require. Now, looking forward, we got batch 3 that's going to run from the 9th. Again, we had some good volume yesterday based on the anticipation of the burn up until the 15th, and that will go through. And we're seeing it roughly about, well, between 10 and 5 UTC. We're getting it about 10:30, so look, going to be pretty interesting. And again, here was my calculation. We came in at 3.039 was what I expected us to burn, and we came in at 2.99, so not a million miles away. Again, running through these numbers, and as these numbers kind of come in, it should allow us to form a bit more of an opinion and equally give us the best opportunity to potentially trade or make smart decisions on when to buy Lunar Classic if we can anticipate what is going on with the price. So ultimately, where does that leave us with Lunar Classic? Well, we are still getting burns. Here's the thing. We still nearly burnt 20 billion Lunar Classic. And remember, this is from a blockchain that people think and did think is dead. This was self-organized community developers that have implemented this. It's got a protocol that allows us to change it as well. But ultimately, Binance is still burning $2.6 million worth of Lunar Classic, which is 20 billion coins. So we are still seeing those burns. Yes, the price is where the price is, but remember, when the price is lower, we do burn more, and I think people need to understand that, and smart money understands that, and big whales understand that as well. So, you know, for me, let's not get disheartened. Let's go and build. Let's understand. Let's prick every bush. Let's understand what the potentials are with this, because I think there is a lot more to come with this. And if you think of nothing else in the pure fundamentals, we're still burning 1.8 on the first one and 916,000 on the second one. So still a significant amount going through. And ultimately, Lunar Classic, as I've always said on this channel, is potentially a long-term play. Yes, we'll see some nice price action. I am sure as the market recovers, we'll see increased volume. When we think about it, it's a bear market, we've got low volume, and we are still burning that. But let me know in the comments down below what you think, and if you like this video and thought it was worthwhile, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you're in the Lunar Classic army, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.